In life, why is it that it seems that some people have all the success in the world, and then there are those people, and it seems like there's so many more of people who just seem like they fail no matter what they try to do? They just fail. So why is it that some people have success and others fail in life? So that is a question that I think a lot of us ask ourselves. I'm Lenny Wennerstrom, and this is the Lenny Motivates podcast. It is renamed. It was Wild and Free Healthy You formerly, and I just wanted to simplify it with what I do now. It was as formerly Wild and Free Healthy You. It was about health, mostly physical health, but there was also that health, mind, spirit, and body. And where I've gone now, I just am very focused on something that I've created called practical spirituality, which has two tenets. So the spiritual journey and the human experience. Those two parts come together because we're both the spirit and the human at the same time. And so everything that I do will have to do a lot with with both of those pieces. Yet for the human experience, a very big part of that is neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity, if you are not familiar with that term, I think so many of us are anymore. It's such an amazing science and so many advances in understanding the human brain. But that one is so simple, neuroplasticity. All it means in a nutshell is that the brain's ability to rewire itself constantly until the very last breath we take. So no longer that your intelligence ends at somewhere 17, 18, you take the one test and here that's what your intelligence score is. No. It goes on and on and on until the very last breath you take, no matter how old you are. And as part of that, and one of the reasons why I focus on that a lot is because in my teachings of spirituality, which I share so many tools to help, I have helped myself immensely until and really trying to figure out how I could make neuroplasticity work for me. How could I make my brain work for me? And it wasn't until I came to Dr. Shad Helmstetter's work, and it was his book, which I have had since the mid 80s, and that is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. When we moved into our new mountain home in Colorado, that book, when we were moving in, literally with all the books I was putting on there, jumped out. It fell into my hands, but it almost was like it was the only book, and it was a paperback book, very old, and I started reading it, and I've never looked back. I have never looked back. Neuroplasticity it seems so magical, but what it comes down to is those programs that have held you back, that have held me back, that tell us we are limited, that we sabotage ourselves. We were told what we can't do, and why things can't be done on planet Earth, and that is not true. We were taught that by people who were also programmed. We came into planet Earth as little innocent babies, totally just full of unlimited promise and potential. And then we got programmed by mostly well-meaning peeparoos, our parents and teachers, and then there's of course the media, and you can look at that however you want to. But truly, that programming came from well-meaning peeparoos trying to help us to grow up and to be safe. But when we came in, it was just an empty slate. And then all of a sudden it was what we were programmed to, what religion or non-religion, what politics or no politics, or some politics, or just what we thought we could do, what we knew couldn't be achievable on planet Earth. And we wondered, we'd look at others and say, how can they do it and I can't? Why am I not organized? Why are things so difficult for me? Why do I feel so overwhelmed when I try something? why is it that I get a running start and I'm doing so good, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to lose weight, and all of a sudden that cookie or that freezer calls to me, and I go over and I eat the whole thing of ice cream? What is that? Well, you're going to feel really good when I tell you this, but it's not your fault. And I don't say that as, oh, it's not your fault, it's okay, you can do better. No, it truly is not your fault, unless you know about neuroplasticity. Now, if you know about neuroplasticity, then it becomes your responsibility. And let me explain that, because neuroplasticity, and this is where it's so amazing, is those programs that hold you back, that stop you in your tracks, when you're trying to move forward, that sabotage you, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to start a new business, you want to move up in your career, and you feel scared and you don't think you're good enough, and you have that imposter syndrome when you're doing things like, man, the others are better than me, and why am I doing this? Why do I deserve to do this? All of those things are, and why can that person, why do those people succeed and I can't? What's stopping me? And again, it's your programs, which you can change. Oh, Charlie just came. Charlie just went under the Christmas tree. So welcome to this new episode of Now Just Simply Lenny Motivates, where we talk about all of this. And it's just so fun because it's not magic. It is absolutely not magic. It's science. We do, however, delve very mucho into spirituality, the spiritual journey, because I offer so many tools for how you can help yourself see things that bring peace. Doesn't matter where you're at in your spiritual journey, or where you are religiously, or any of that. This is really meant, this podcast, I really want people who are exploring their moving into, say, quantum. They really know that they can do better, be better. They just don't know how to do it. If that's you, then I really believe you're going to enjoy this podcast. And the episodes will just get more and more meaningful to you as we move along. If you are interested in a lot of my work that I've been doing, is I have currently, as I write this first, or as I do this first episode of the Lenny Motivates podcast, just coming back, and it's been a while. My hubby has been sick for a few years, and especially the last year took a lot of caretaking. And so a lot of what I was doing in my life was put on hold to take care of him. And he has since passed. He passed on November 8th of 24 this year. So just a few weeks ago. And now that frees me up to really move into the spirituality, the science of neuroplasticity, all the things that I've really been wanting to come back to the podcast. And my hubby, his name is Steve, and he always wanted me to find success in all of this for myself. And he was really starting to see that, and I believe that he was finding success in changing his own programs. He was really trying to find his purpose, and that excited me then, because he came to this conclusion about a year ago, that a year ago this time, it was around Thanksgiving, and he wanted to find his purpose. He said, I really don't know that I have a purpose. And of course I'm saying, of course you do. I mean, of course you have a purpose. And when we talk about purpose, what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, I just got Charlie's hair all over my nose. He just came in, and this little kitty does a lot of, he has a lot of hair that comes out. So when he felt that he didn't have a purpose, and and the reason that he really got into wanting to find his purpose was because I have trained with Dr. Shad Helmstetter, who is a doctor in psychology, and really the human nature and really wanting to understand human behavior. And Dr. Shad Helmstetter has been teaching or has been life coaching and teaching others for well over 40 years at the time of this episode, and he certified me. He has the Life Coach Institute and or founded that, along with, if you look at any of his books, his very first book, as I mentioned earlier, is What You Say When You Talk to Yourself. But he was very interested in all this positive self-talk. And he knew back when, before neuroplasticity was a thing, he knew that positive self-talk, that some people really had success, and he wanted to understand, why do these people have success? And so many of us ask ourselves, it's like, why can that person do it and why can't I? What's the difference? And we start making all these excuses for ourselves. Well, we don't have enough money. We didn't have enough practice. That's really not what I was built to do. Or, that's not for me. All the things in the world. You can think of all the little things that are programs, like even I'm a shy person, or I don't remember names. These are programs that can be changed. So when you think that you're a shy person, I'm going to tell you right now, that's a program, and you can change that. So if that sounds exciting to you or intriguing, if you have not delved into neuroplasticity and you changing your own mental programs, you're going to love this podcast. You're going to love the upbeat, the positivity, the can-do attitude that you will find here. You'll see every single episode. You'll see that I won't always have. Sometimes I will have guests, and maybe it'll just be me. Maybe it will be my daughter Lynette, and Lynette, cosmicmoves.com. You can see more about her there. And together we have really come to a place with Steve's passing, and the whole time that that he was we thought that he was actually getting better. We really thought that he was going to rehab, but then he kept going back to the ICU, and he just it seemed like he was getting weaker and weaker, and then other times he seemed stronger and stronger. He literally talked to his kidneys and brought them back online after they had failed 2 times, and he was diagnosed in 2019 with congestive heart failure. This is a man who really, it seemed like he just didn't know how to show his love very well, and I will tell you from what I believe, that congestive heart failure was just a congested heart, just unable to fully open and feel the love and give love. And I truly believe in the organs, then that's really what it comes down to, that the issues are in the tissues and the emotional issues. And so when you can move through those issues, and especially if you can do so easily, and this, what I am going to propose to you, is the ability to do it so easily. What Dr. Shad Helmstetter created was a way to rewire your brain. That would be your emotions, and your ability to find success in every single area of your life, and your ability to excel in times of change. And if you have been following me for any time at all on my YouTube channel, you'll know that as I walked through that path with that journey alongside Steve, that it was that I was showing you how I was showing the people who were following me, who came along the journey with me, how to excel in times of change. I showed them what I was doing, how I was doing it, and the tools I was using, and it really has helped a lot of people. And it's because a very big part of it was I changed my programs. I continue to rewire my brain every single day with the programs that I choose, ones that don't limit me. I know in my brain, I know that we are unlimited spiritually. I know we are spirit, so therefore we are individual expressions of the one, the universe, God, that higher power, whatever you want to call that, we are individual expressions of that. And we are just like drops of the ocean that are flying up. They're just like all over, right? These drops in the ocean. And then some are smaller, some are taller, some are bigger, some are wider, some are up higher in the spray, some are down lower in the spray. And so the ones on the top, they have a little longer journey, and they say, yay, I'm doing great, or oh man, I'm falling, I just didn't do very good on this journey. And you think about little, as people are speaking to each other and like, hey, get out of my way, I'm the best. And this one's like, I can do anything. And all of that, those little spray, little droplets of the ocean, they all have all the constituents of the ocean, but one might have a little piece of seaweed, one has a little piece of crustacean in it, a little molecule of this or that makes them unique and individual, but yet they have all the constituents of the ocean. And then as they go down, plip, plop, splash, splash, and each of them go down at different times, and they become what? One with the ocean. That's us. That's us. And we are one. We are individual expressions of the one. It's just a matter of degree, as in our individual, as the human, in the human experience. Yet that spiritual journey, we are spirit. We are spirit and human at the same time. And we are very, very unique with all our unique and individual journeys. So that's what makes us different. There will never be another you ever, ever again. That essence of you is essence of you forever. You have your own astrological chart that will never, ever end. And you will never, ever end. And it's so beautiful. And yet while you're here, we feel like because we were programmed, you were born with unlimited promise and potential, and then you got programmed. Your brain got wired in, it was wired in and firing and wiring these neural pathways that it's kind of like a park where you go and you get a message and it's all fresh and new, this perfect little park. And you get a message and you move forward, and then you come back, and then you get another message. But if you look at that, there's like not even a pathway in the grass. It's like beautiful, beautiful. Call it self-taught park. And then you get another message, and then you move in that direction again. And then there's still not a path, but you do it, and you do it over and over. You get that message over and over and over again, and you keep walking to that, and then walking back, and walking back. You're creating a pathway. And that you can equate to a neural pathway in the brain of a program that is telling you that you are limited, or you can do anything, or you're wonderful, or you're awful, or you're not good enough, you're shy, you never remember names, you'll never amount to anything, or you can be the best person in the world, or you can be this or that, and all you have to do is go for it, and you've got that determination and that grit. All of those are programs. Every single thing that I have just mentioned, it's all programs, and you get to choose. So you get to rewire your brain with the programs you choose. And Dr. Shad Helmstetter has created a language, a positive self-talk language, which I always have. You'll see in the show notes. I always have 30 days free, and you can start rewiring your brain if it takes 21 days to change a habit. Where did that come from? That came from neuroscientists. This fern is hanging out with me today. Isn't it wonderful? It's like my little boa. But if it takes the 21 days, neuroscientists tell us that, and researchers tell us, and it's about 21 days. But what is that 21-day period really? About 21 days. That is about how long it takes to start dismantling a very strong program that you will do over and over and over again, whether it's harmful or good or not. The brain is objective. It does not care. It just goes with the strongest programs. It's like a computer, and whatever is programmed, the input will equal your output. So now I'm offering you an opportunity and a chance to make a choice to rewire your brain with the programs that you want. And we will talk a lot about that. And you'll always find, I will always have the 30-day free, my link for that, for Dr. Shad Helmstetter's, it's an app, but his self-talk language that is just like Spanish, English, whatever, Algerian, it doesn't matter what the language is. It is I don't know if Algerian is a language or Algiers, anyway, whatever, just pick one, German or Swiss, it doesn't, Swedish. My daughter's over here, that's not a language. So whatever language it is, I was trying to do different ones that I hadn't used before in all my YouTube videos. By the way, my YouTube is @LennyMotivates. Everything is @LennyMotivates. And this is why I wanted just to simplify, and so people can find the podcast, and because it makes it easier in this world of where having too many names and too many things where it's not as easily found. But that whole programming, that the 21 days to change a habit and all of that dismantling, and the brain being a computer, and this language that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created is for the brain, just like any of those other languages that I mentioned. It is a language for the brain. The brain needs exact specifics to create a program. Whatever you can literally type into your computer, you can type anything, whether it be true or not, and the computer's not going to judge. It's just going to take whatever you say and put it in. So if you program something that's untrue, the computer just going to run that as a program that's untrue, and it to the computer, it makes no judgments about it. And that is how your brain is. So the more you put the input of the program, the language of positive self-talk that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created for all of us, the more that you will change your programs into those that you want, such as high self-esteem, and finding success in your finances, and winning in your relationships, finding success in weight loss, and so many. I mean, absolutely, some of the favorite ones for Lynette and myself, when we were working through all the different issues. We were, Steve actually, we went to Amarillo, Texas. We live in Colorado, but he wanted to go to a lower elevation. And so we went to Amarillo, Texas, and we were there for about 2.5 or more months. We were living in our RV, and really without a support system or anything. And it was a challenging time for us. So we used a lot of defeating problems as a program, which is amazing. It's like winners think about problems in a different way. They look at them as challenges. They find opportunities within that. We change our state of mind. We change the states of emotions, and it's how we look at these problems and how we solve them. And so we use that one quite a bit, and also stress, worry, and depression. So those ones, and it's again how winners move through and view challenges and stress and worry and depression, and how winners move through. I say we because that's where I'm at this point. So the more I've been doing this for well over a year, rewiring my brain, and it's a lifetime, because we have a lifetime of programs that were wired into our brain, the stronger programs, and they will keep coming up. So over 77% of our programs are in our conscious brain are harmful and counterproductive and sabotage us, and they're just not helping us. And over 90 to 95% of our subconscious programs running are of the same. They stop us, they hold us back, and those ones are the ones that when you get triggered with something very quickly, or you're tired, those are the ones that are running on autopilot. And so those are the ones you really want to rewire everything. But when you are thinking, I'll never do this, or I'm not good enough, or I'm too shy, or that's not my thing, I'm this kind of person, or this is my personality, or I can never remember names, I can never get ahead. It's something always happens to me. If I had no luck, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. And those kinds of things, all of those are negative programming that you can change. So I hope you continue listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoy every single episode and get and glean some golden nuggets each time of how you can change your life for the better, and find that this world is such an amazing, beauteous adventure and fun. While we're on planet Earth, why not live fully? Why not reach for that unlimited potential? Because you'll never reach it until the day you take your last breath. It is unlimited. So what can you do with that unlimited promise and potential that you were born with when you change your mental programs, when you figure out how to set the goals that move yourself forward and do it correctly and easily, and so that you're achieving, and your self-esteem. Another one of those programs that I was talking about that Shad Helmstetter created was for higher self-esteem, which is the foundation, how you estimate yourself as a person, as you. How do you see yourself? That is the foundation of all of the self-talk, because when you have high self-esteem, when you have quality, good self-esteem, and you're a quality person and you know it, and it's not about, oh, I'm the best, I'm this, as some people say, the ego, right? It's not that. It's about knowing that you are unique and individual, and you have you're here for a reason. Your mission, if you want to look at it as your what you're here for. So your purpose on planet Earth. Why did you come here? Why are you on planet Earth? What is that overall mission of why you came here? So that mission, that your purpose will give you meaning, and it will give you, your life will have more value to it, and you will have direction, which when you start moving yourself forward to where you want to go and the things you want to create in your life. I hope this is of intriguing to you and of interest, and that you'll share this podcast with your friends and family. It's meant to be very empowering. You're a very, very powerful individual. You're very unique, you're very powerful, and I want you to go away with the takeaway every single podcast, every single episode, that you were born with unlimited promise and potential, and then you got programmed, and you can rewire that brain and change your programs, rewire your brain and change your program so that you can find success in every single area of your life, and you can excel in times of change. And life can be the most exciting adventure when you understand how very powerful you really are, and that you can change these programs permanently. This is not like go to a rah session, a weekend session where you're changing your, look at how to organize yourself, or look at how to manage your time, look at how to, this is how to declutter your home and always be a declutterer, or how you can break free of your negative mindset, or any of those things. Because all of those things, if every single person that were having those motivational sessions, weekends, and all of that, if every single one of them understood neuroplasticity, then, and if you understand neuroplasticity, then once you rewire your brain, then you go to those things and figure out how to get organized, because all of it has value. All of it is immensely helpful. I shouldn't say all of it, but the things that I'm sure you choose would be quality things that you choose to do, to learn how to organize yourself, or how to live a quality life, or any of those things. And so then when you have rewired your brain with the programs that you want, and you have that high self-esteem, and you're moving yourself forward, all of a sudden your brain is wired for success. So you will have success in any of that. So, and all it is a language that you are listening to passively 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, and that's it. And when I say passively, that means when you are doing something else, you're getting ready in the morning, you're working out, you're driving to wherever you're going, but you're driving, you're on the road, or you're making breakfast, you have it playing for your whole family, and it's just in the background. Like, think about very soft music from a radio, or the TV just in the background. Instead of those things, you would have your self-talk, where it's just passive. You're not even able to make out the words. It's just on there. And your brain is rewiring. It is rewiring, and you don't even have to have that loud at all. That's when I say passive, I mean passive. And the reason is because if you have it and you're actually listening to it, and your brain will say, that's not me. I'm not that great. I'm not so unique, and I'm not so unique from the top of my head to the tips of my toes, or I'm not that great. The pushback will be those old programs. This is why you listen to it. You listen to it passively, so that your brain is not having any of this. Your conscious brain mind is not saying anything at all. It's just recording. That's one of the rules of neuroplasticity, is repeat, and it's a very powerful one. And then if you also double that with intention and emotion, that you're excited that you're going to rewire your brain, then you've got a lot of things going for you where you can make that happen much more quickly. So I love you so very, very mucho. Again, please share this podcast with your family and your friends and anyone that wants to change their lives for the better permanently. Permanent change, so that they will no longer sabotage themselves. They will have high self-esteem. They will go forward understanding their own power. You will go forward understanding how very powerful you really are, and you will feel empowered to make these changes, and you will become a whole new person. So I love you so very, very mucho. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. We'll see you for the next podcast, the next episode of the Lenny Motivates podcast. Ciao.